diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. And YouTube's where it's at for me anymore. I've actually been leaving groups in Facebook. I'm running mine, and that's, I don't even really run it. I just go live. I hardly post anything to it. It's good to have you. In fact, I should probably go do that. I cannot use my Restream to go live in my group anymore. They want you to RTMP it, and that restricts me on a lot of stuff, so I don't do it. The way I work this is if people find me, it's how it is. So, but, just in case, all right, I'm going to check something here. Okay. Sometimes chat works, sometimes it doesn't. So you might chat, it might not show up. I'm not ignoring you. I promise you that. Unless you're mean to me, then I'm ignoring you. So, did I share it to there? Shit. So busy running. Yeah, I did. All right. It's just, people get so inundated with all this other stuff, and I want people to be able to find me, but that's about the extent of it. So, but I just had myself a cool win. I know. Well, you guys aren't going to give me crap about it. Normies might. But, I went grocery shopping by myself, and I've been able to do that in a long time. My first severe anxiety attack was in a grocery store. So it's not easy. And I was fine though, but I got to go and drive my new car, and it works, and I'm driving legally and got insurance, and I was fine. Key is I put music on. So, good afternoon, Leisure. Good to see you. I'm kind of wasting time here because there were some people that they're like, "What's the link? Where's the link?" There we go. Now we're getting some people. All right. Hopefully, we should not be getting too many more mushroom things. It was one group. Hi, Michelle. Hi, CJ. Good to see you both. It was a person from one group, and then they were, or page or whatever. So I tracked down their page, their main one, and I just inundated. I just sent so many messages or comments. I'm like, why are you coming on here? And I just cut and paste. And they had like 5 posts, and I posted it 4 times in each one, and then they blocked me. So it will not be back. The fungus among us, yeah. A lot of people have been asking me about that, and I'm just like, anyway. My whole point on that part would be, if we do not learn from the experience of others, we are doomed to repeat it. One person threw in my face, well, Bill W. did acid, and I'm like, man, he sure did, and it didn't work. So don't do it. All right. This is actually today's daily reflection, which you probably heard a couple times already, right? But I'd like to talk about time. Yeah, so I had that was a big win for me, going grocery shopping. And now I can take that because what's been going on is my wife's been going grocery shop and it's just she's having real bad anxiety around it. So I'm like, I'm gonna take it over. You don't need to do that. So I'm gonna do as much as I can for her on that. You know. Um, so of course I forgot a couple of things, but the fact that it got accomplished is great. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. It's right, and you may wear it out if you like. Please wear my name out. Just means you're talking about me, good or bad. I don't. I have some people. They say you are the voice in my head. It's 222. 222. It's probably gonna be 223 by the time I get it up there. So if you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or if you're watching the rewatch. I have a lot of rewatchers. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do some of this and some of that, and I'll be throwing some of my own opinions in it. What time is um, okay. I thought it was Nuvia has been trying to get me to put $89 down so that I can go to an appointment. They're full of shit. I didn't do it. I thought I was gonna be like, leave me alone, or anyway, we're good there. And all right, let's do this. Let's do this. It doesn't happen overnight. We're not cured of alcoholism. What we have is a relatively free potential on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. This common alcoholic fantasy seems to be if I just don't drink, everything will be all right. Well, it's a pretty good start, right? The definition of sober is I have not drank. That is the definition of it. It is the only definition in this case, okay? But I know for this alcoholic, just being sober wasn't enough. In fact, just being sober drives this person loopy. Yeah, because I don't know what to do with myself. And I'll use my cigarettes right now as an example. I mostly smoke because I'm bored, because of habit, because there's these little, I'll finish something and it feels like an accomplishment and things like that, right? You know, same thing here. Same thing here. All right. And correct. It's the daily reprieve. And the daily reprieve is so important. God, that is so sensitive. Now, if I just touch it, it switches. Yeah. Switching microphones. So the sound might be going bloop, 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 bloop. I apologize if it is. Maybe I can find out. I use Blue Yeti and I don't want to give up my Blue Yeti. I don't. All right. Once the fog cleared for me, I saw for the first time the mess my life had become. I had family, work, financial, and legal problems. I was hung up on old religious ideas. There were sides of my character to which I was inclined to stay blind because they easily could have convinced me that I was hopeless and pushed me towards escape again. Ooh, man, this is a good one. This is a good writing. Lately, I've been harping on them, so I figure I'd better say, no, this one I'm totally on board with this one. You know, um, I was hopeless and pushed me towards escape again. The big book guided me in resolving all my problems, but it didn't happen overnight. Hey, hey, hey. Somebody saw my Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. It's the only thing I can say like him. You and Michelle have been giving me that one. Hi, hey, hey. That's from something different, though. If you tell me what it is, I'll give you a bonus I love you at the end. If you can note. Hey, hey, hey. What TV show was it? It's from the 70s, 80s there. Okay. All right. So, but it didn't happen overnight and certainly not automatically. with no effort on my part. I need always recognize God's mercy and blessings that shine through any problem I have to face. So let's talk about time here. Because you'll usually hear me say, um, oh God, if I remember correctly, it's welcome back, Cotter. That's what's happening. That's what it is. Bam, 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 where they're bouncing that basketball. Yeah, what's happening? Thank you. Leisure gets the bonus I love you. All right. See, I'm pretty open-minded about, see, that's something about me. I've always found, even while I was drinking, I found beauty. I've always found beauty in other people. And if a dude's good looking, I mean, he's good looking. It's just the way it is. So I don't people I love you and things like that, right? Close, close. Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. It was the guy that wore the red shirt and had the basketball. Yeah. Oh, isn't it funny? We're more focused on what's happening, the TV show, than um. So time. Usually, what I have to say about it is that mostly time. The only thing time really is good for us is letting those people that in our life that love us and believe us start to know that we're going to do this, right? Some it may take a little while. My mother-in-law will just never believe that I'm sober. She just won't believe that. She's been through her own stuff. Okay. She's had ex-husbands who's promised and promised and promised, never followed through, children that didn't follow through, grandchildren that didn't follow through. I get why she believes that. I do. I understand it because gosh, we make so many promises, right? Yeah. I tell you this, I will never pinky swear on a damn thing ever again. I don't know why it fucked me up, but it did. My wife took it extremely seriously, and therefore I did. And yeah, so, but what is time good for us? Because there are some good things. All right, first, second, or third meeting. Yeah. What is that? First, second, or third? What do we complete? Three. There's these magic numbers, man. Time and numbers are pretty much kind of threes and fours, threes and fours. Right? Yeah. Well, absolutely, Clara. We are the little boy that cried wolf. Yes, we are. Absolutely. That's exactly what we are. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, frothy emotional appeal. Yeah, it's the same concept, right? Because and if people don't know about the little boy that cried wolf, he took care of sheep. All right, he was a sheep herder, and he thought he was real funny, and he would yell wolf, and all the people would come, and they'd be like, "Ha ha ha, I fooled you." And one day he cried wolf, and there was a wolf there, but the townspeople didn't believe him, and the wolf ate him. That's us. That's us, right? So time can be success for us, but it can't be the success for us, right? Let's say I had, let's say I had, you know, a year of sobriety, and now I'm like, I have a year and 2 months. I have a year and 3 months. I have it. See, what's happening here is we're utilizing time as a success. Is it a success? I want to say yes, but in my gut, it says no. Are we just wanting people to applaud for us and be proud of us? I like that too. I do. Now, that kind of leads me to something else. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. If I say that here, I'm lying. I'm lying. There's four people here right now, and I care what each one of them think of me. Yes, I do. You're friends of mine. I care what my children think of me. I care what my mother thinks of me. I care what my wife thinks of me for sure. Yes, I do. But that's not something I worry about anymore constantly because now I'm at least a decent example, right? Well, what is that? That's success, and it's much better than time, right? Because for me, the real question is, am I making the world a better place today? That's where success comes from for me, right? So I recommend to people, if you have the Everything AA app, don't put your date in there. No. See, putting your day in there, that's why I don't like the app. Counting days can be addictive. It can be. And I understand why. Because it's a big deal if an alcoholic stays sober for 1 day. But if I'm counting days, then you know what? Then I'm not doing anything. Hey, I got 500 days today. Cool. We don't have a chip that says 500 days. There's a psychological reason for all of this. Remember, this is cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay? So let's shoot for those other successes. Not only that, but if I'm day counting, I'm not living a day at a time. I'm not, that's the whole point. Living in the now, being okay now. And it's a choice. Ever since the one came up the other day, do I have a choice? I've been hearing people, argue in meetings. Yes, you do have a choice. Absolutely, you do. Yes, addiction isn't necessarily always bad. I'm addicted to going to meetings. I can't go a day without a meeting. That's a good habit, right? Habits and addiction are synonymous in this case, right? What were some of my other bad habits? Lying, cheating, stealing. Those are habits. It's habitual because I do it more. I continue doing it, right? I'm giving suggestions. That's great also. Yeah, there's some of us, you know, and thank you for bringing that up, right? But you're not utilizing, you know better. But for new people, yeah. When I got sober this time, um, because I kept 30 days, 60 days. It was always one of those numbers that got, because in my head, what would happen is, oh, yay, I reached 1,000 days. And what happens? What happens? Excitement happens, right? And when excitement happens, this brain wants to party. And there's only one way to party, and that's with a full keg, right? Where my feet are is best for everyone. I like that. Not just me, right? And yeah, living in the now and where I am at is best for everyone. Now, why is it best for everyone? Because then I'm not running around buttonholing, telling everybody what they should be doing, right? Because you'll appreciate this. Okay. I, I, I was running a meeting. Okay. I'm chairing the meeting and I asked them to read the big book. And not only did they read the big book, then they went on to explain it. They're reading doctor's opinion, right? Yeah, you know what? And that's great. I'm going to get back to this story. Find a new way to celebrate. What are some of the ways people celebrate so that they can replace that? Let's hear some of that. All right. Well, I had to go with the flow on that. I didn't want the meeting to be about powerlessness again. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, it irritated me. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Why? Because it's best for everyone if my feet are where they are. Maybe God wanted it, right? And then they did the lead and everything else. And that's kind of you know, I've chaired so much. I mean, after a little bit, but he was kind of going on and on. So I had to find a balance in there where he was giving the kind of a lead, but he was starting to dump. All right. Just a quick reminder, when we're in meetings, let's keep it anonymous, Oh, you guys know Fred? Yeah, Fred. Well, yeah, he went back out and he told, mm-mm, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Quit name dropping in meetings. I don't care if you're using a first name. You're not allowed to tell other people's stories, just our experience. It's hard. I do it too. Into it too. That's why it's a reminder, right? So this reading was on page 85, and it is not by accident. It is not by accident that I brought up time because we're going to talk about laurels. But I'm going to start down on the bottom of page 84. And I'll take a drink here because I know some people like to follow along. Yes, they are. Meetings are for solutions. Start that more and more and more. We're making an impact. We are, and it need to be done. All right. And 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 we have ceased fighting. All right. We're in step 10 now. So we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. That was probably the hardest part. I still do it. I don't think I'm great. No, I fight all the time. It's usually in my head before I let it out of my mouth, right? I'm going to think on that a little bit. Think, think, think. All right. Now, what is it good for in this? Well, my first thought's probably wrong because it's probably an intrusive thought. Okay. Do not beat yourself up about intrusive thoughts. Why we are not willing to say it out loud, we all get them. I'm ingrained that way. You're unless you can change my DNA, it's going to continue to happen. So go ahead and just forgive yourself on that part already. Just do it in advance. Because it's not an if it happens, it's a when. So then we say, well, do I really think that way? No. Okay, what do I really think? There we go. See, what I was talking about with the person kind of taking over the meeting, I had to go through that. And in fact, they're over here blowing on my phone now. Ask me if I know how to build websites. Having experience building, somebody's building mine. So, all right. For by this time, sanity will have returned. This tends to scare people. They don't want to be sane. Ingrid says, I have a sponsee that asks me questions and watches my eyes to see when she hits on the answer to her gossip question. I had to ask her to please stop asking. My eyes can't keep my mouth shut. If you irritate me, it will appear on my face. I try and hide it. It doesn't happen. Yeah, I get that, Ingrid, because then it feels like you're in control of what they have to say, and that feels uncomfortable. We get to a place where not only do we stop fighting everything and anyone, when people give us power over their emotions, it's very uncomfortable because we don't want it anymore. They're like, that's old behavior for me. I don't want it. So good job. We'll seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally, and we'll find that this happened automatically. These are the 10 stop promises, by the way. We will see that our new attitude toward liquor has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes, and that is the miracle of it. The obsession has been relieved. Wow. Now you have freedom. Now you have something going on in your life. Yeah. Right? That is miracle. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. We feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. Neutrality. Yeah. If anybody's ever played any Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that, I was just working with a closed mouth friend, right? And I was trying to explain how we go, the difference when we go. I'm like, okay, if this helps, I went from chaotic evil to neutral good. And he just started laughing, but he got it. That helped him understand it. Okay. I did not use chaotic good. I'm not a paladin. I'm not a saint, but I am neutral good. All right. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for us. We are neither cocky. Oh, I beat alcohol. Oh, you're done. You're done. Bye-bye. I got it. Oh, I got it this time. Do you? I have a person trying to argue with it. They like, oh, look at all these self-help books for alcoholics. And I said, those are no good until you learn how to help yourself. And alcoholics don't know how to do that. And they want to argue with me. I'm like, okay, finally, to each their own. Maybe that is helping them. But I've never seen it happen before, right? Like the drone, like the done over Atlantis. Something misspelled there. I'm not sure what it is. I usually just go ahead, taking my kids soon. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad I got to catch you, Ingrid, because I know you've been very busy lately. All right. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. This is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. All right. I'm going to tell you something because I hear people say this. Okay. My higher power has never tested my sobriety. There is no room for that foolishness. Never, ever, ever. Okay. Now, if we decide that we're going to test ourselves and walk down the alcohol aisle, you are not here. You're still afraid. Okay. Now, if you walk through the liquor aisle to get to the milk, who cares? Who cares? But if you're like, oh, I don't want to go down that aisle, I'm going to go down the next aisle to get to the milk. Well, then maybe we're still a little afraid. That is okay. It is the fact that we understand that we are being either cocky or afraid that matters. That's what matters. Yeah. It's absolutely it. And we could even go a little bit further with that. Just for now. Just for now. And guess what? This too shall pass. All right. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurel. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Dome. That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. In a position of neutrality like the dome over Atlantis. Yeah, that's another. We alcoholics like those visual things that we know, right? Still there. Still there. So, a lot of you already know what I'm probably going to say on laurels because I say it quite often. But let's go. Start that over because it was trying to. The definition of laurels.
Here's the definition of laurel. Any of a number of shrubs and other plants with dark green glossy leaves.
Not that one. Bestow an award or praise on someone in recognition of an achievement. So, if we rephrase that, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it as long as we are aware of it. Right? It's when we tempt providence, right? So, let's change this. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our achievements. What's the number one achievement for us? Time. Oh, fuck. What am I going to do? Well, you're going to find success in today. And there's an answer for that. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. It is in chapter 12 with working with others. No, nothing, absolutely nothing so much ensures immunity from drinking, a bad attitude, poor depression, than intensive work with other alcoholics. Okay, not intensive work with others, with other alcoholics. Now, it doesn't help other people, right? Okay. But that's the answer. Okay. What if you would, the question isn't how much time do we have? The question is, what am I doing today to make myself a better person for the people around me? That's it's the only legitimate question for me. Okay. Am I causing more confusion than harmony? See, I just went to the store if people weren't here. My first major anxiety attack was grocery shopping. And I haven't been by myself in a long, long time. But I went grocery shopping today. It was a big deal for me. What I did is I put in music and I sang all the way. Said hi to people, smiled, was in a good mood. You know, my checkout person was grumpy. I couldn't make her smile. She didn't want to smile. Me. All right. So, because, I spent so much of my life, I spent so much of my life, looking for a fight. Thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate that. It's a big deal for some of us, yeah. And a lot of, people that go through what I go through tend to listen. So, you know, that's all right. All right. I think that's going to be it for this one. I appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, yeah. The first, thankfully, my wife was in the store when that happened to me. But that's kind of what's been going on with she's having a hard time. She's like, every time I go to shop, I just get high anxiety. I'm like, so I'm taking it over. I'm taking it over. Yeah. That's why I put on the music. I took my headphones, put on my music, put in some Jack Johnson, some of this little, I like the Jack. I'm a big fan Jack Johnson fan. This Upside Down is the Curious George soundtrack. It's pretty good. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you, but Leisure gets the extra I love you. Y'all do. I love you all the same. I love you. Peace out. And